It's awesome. So let's see the next one, right? So this is from one of my games. And I won't show you the beginning because it's horrible, but I will show you this interesting position. Maybe it's not horrible. It was one of my first games playing white side of this Najdorf. I started playing the Najdorf Sicilian in like 2016 or something. Maybe 2017. And it was a rocky road. So here I sacrificed a minor piece already. And black just has an uncomfortable king to show for it. But there's actually a Zugzwang here. King d2, I feel like that's a trolling thing. An anonymous cheerer just cheered 100 bits. Wow. Are they really an anonymous cheerer, or is that their username? But either way, thank you very much for that cheer. That was fantastic. So in this position, it's not like king d2. I think that move doesn't make any sense. But let me frame it. Maybe you guys can spot the move. I didn't spot the move in the game. I was lucky to scrape together a draw. Oh my god, there's so much cheering. It's awesome. So the issue, I guess, is that their king is stuck in the middle of the board. They would really like to play, for example, bishop takes f5, because that would be a free piece. So whatever we do, we need to address this issue. Because bishop takes f5, it also helps their king cross to the queen side, where it would be safe, relatively. We could create some pressure on the e-file, but the issue with creating pressure right away is that we don't actually have a major threat. Like, let's say we play, well, I played queen e3 in the game, and it was kind of lame, so I guess we could talk about it. In this position, they would just play something like, what, queen d7? What's the best move here? I think something like queen d7, and the king is going to run away. Although I haven't looked at this in a while. I think it's queen d7 that makes the most sense. So I think knight h6 is a Zugzwang here, which is just insane. Queen e2 is not free piece, right? Because of bishop d7. So knight h6, this is the Zugzwang move, and this is just completely insane. Because I noticed, actually, when I was analyzing, that black also wants to play h6. So the problem with just making a knight move is that they're going to drive the pieces back or force some exchanges. Oh, queen d7, there was a free piece. Let me see. Where'd that happen? Queen e3, queen d7. Oh, on b6. Yeah, you're right. That's funny. So I missed that. So actually, after queen e3, I'm trying to remember what he played. But he's up a piece. I think he can kind of just give a piece back here. To trade. Maybe something like... Well, actually, let me illustrate the threat. If they play bishop f5, then this is mate, because the knight's pinned. So the best move, it could be just bishop d7 right away. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. So I think that's what happened in the game. I just scraped this position for the Zugzwang, this knight h6 move. Now the reason this is Zugzwang is that they can't play any improving move with the pawn. They can't improve their bishop because it has to, it basically can't cut off the queen from f7. They can't improve this bishop for the same reason. I'm controlling all the squares the bishop could go to, f5, g4. They can't improve this rook because of, let's see, rook b8, I think I'll just play queen e3 now. And it's more effective because they can't use that bishop d7 move that we were talking about. So they're basically busted here after knight h6, which is just such a wild move. I mean, maybe it's not technically a Zugzwang, but it's very similar. And there's also this game where Nimzovich played the move pawn h6, and it's Zugzwang even with many pieces on the board. So this is kind of a similar idea, but this is much more dramatic, I'd say. So they would like to improve their position. They can make any move they want, but unfortunately they don't have any good moves. But it's also not an unstoppable threat. That's why I'm calling it Zugzwang. So it's very interesting. And if they just push the pawns, I'm going to play queen e3. Yeah, knight h6 is a sick move, and I was like astounded when I found it. And that's why it came to my mind when I was preparing this, that this is like a Zugzwang, but it happens out of the opening itself. So that's kind of, maybe if we're trying to say that Zugzwang is something that happens only in the endgame, this is a counterexample. So we're getting closer to the my thesis, what is an endgame and when does it start. But first, let's see another example, which is even more confusing. So another thing that people say is important in the endgame is pawn promotion. We say the